For nearly 200 years, powdered wigs, also known as perukes, dominated the fashion scene. It's hard to imagine today, but these wigs were more than just a fashion statement. They rose to popularity due to a combination of a venereal disease, a pair of self-conscious kings, and less than ideal hair hygiene. Our tale begins in the late 16th century with an unfortunate epidemic, syphilis. By 1580, this disease had become the worst epidemic to strike Europe since the Black Death. The victims suffered from open sores, nasty rashes, blindness, dementia, and most significantly for our story, hair loss. With long, luscious locks being the height of fashion, hair loss was a ticket to public humiliation. This widespread baldness led to a boom in the wig-making industry. Those afflicted by the disease resorted to wigs made of horse, goat, or human hair to hide their baldness and the sores that covered their faces. These perukes were often covered in powder, scented with lavender or orange, to mask any unpleasant odors. The turning point for the popularity of wigs came in 1655, when the King of France, Louis XIV, began to lose his hair at a mere 17 years of age. Concerned for his image, Louis employed 48 wigmakers to preserve his youthful appearance. Shortly after, the King of England, Charles II, followed suit as his hair began to grey. The two royal figures set a trend that quickly spread through courtiers and aristocrats, eventually trickling down to the upper middle class. Suddenly, wigs were not just a necessity, they were a fashion statement. The cost of wigs skyrocketed, and perukes became a symbol of wealth. An average wig cost about a week's pay for a common Londoner, while the price for large, elaborate perukes could go as high as 800 shillings. This led to the coining of the term bigwig, to describe those affluent enough to afford these extravagant hairpieces. Even after the deaths of Louis and Charles, wigs remained popular due to their practicality. Head lice were a common issue at the time, and wigs provided a simple solution. People's hair was shaved for the peruke to fit, and the lice infested the wigs instead. Cleaning a wig was much easier than delousing a head of hair. However, by the late 18th century, the wig trend began to wane. The French Revolution saw the decline of the peruke, and a tax levied on hair powder in 1795 by William Pitt further discouraged wig wearing in Britain. Short, natural hair became the new trend, marking the end of the powdered wig era. So the next time you see a powdered wig, remember it's not just a fancy hairpiece, but a historic symbol of a time when vanity, disease, and fashion intertwined in the most unexpected ways.